Let me tell you something that could completely change your life. Stop comparing yourself to others. We've all been there, haven't we? We look at someone else's success, their beauty, their achievements, and we start to feel small, insignificant, like we're falling behind in some race we never even signed up for. We see their perfect lives on Instagram or Facebook and think, why don't I have that? Why am I not as successful, as happy, as loved as they are? I want to be very clear about something. Comparison is a thief. It's the thief of your peace, your confidence, your self-worth, and ultimately, your happiness. Every time you compare yourself to someone else, you're giving up your power. You're giving up your own sense of value to chase something that isn't even real. You're chasing an illusion. You're putting your happiness in someone else's hands and letting them control how you feel about yourself. Let me break it down for you. I have heard people say things like, I'm not where I thought I would be by this age. I'm behind. I should have accomplished more. And let me tell you, I've had those same thoughts myself. We all do. But here's the truth. Nobody's life is perfect. Behind every smiling face, behind every perfect post on social media, there's a real human being dealing with their own struggles, doubts, fears, and imperfections. Take a moment and think about the people you admire, the ones you think have it all together. I want you to realize something. Behind the Instagram photos, behind the glamorous lives they show, there are battles, there are insecurities, there are nights when they're crying in their beds, there are moments when they feel like they're not enough. They may be on a different journey than you, but don't for a second think that they don't have their own challenges. Let me give you a concrete example. You take someone like Oprah Winfrey. We all know Oprah, right? She's a household name, a symbol of success and greatness. But do you know how she got here? Do you know the full story? She was fired from her first job as a television reporter because she was told she was unfit for TV. She was told she wasn't good enough. And yet she didn't let that define her. She didn't look at someone else's career and compare herself to them. She kept going, and look at where she is today. But trust me, the road to Oprah's success wasn't easy. There were struggles, failures, setbacks, and heartbreaks that nobody talks about in her story. She had to face those challenges with grit, resilience, and the belief that her journey was hers alone. But let's bring it closer to home. How many times have you compared yourself to someone else and felt like you didn't measure up? Maybe you've looked at a friend who seems to have everything together, perfect career, perfect family, perfect life, and you've thought, why don't I have that? What am I doing wrong? But let me ask you this. Do you know the full picture? Do you know what that friend is struggling with behind closed doors? Maybe they have a career they're not happy with, a family relationship they're fighting to keep together, or a battle with their own self-doubt. The truth is, we never see the full picture when we compare ourselves to others. Here's another example. Think about the late Steve Jobs, the man who revolutionized the world with Apple. Do you think his journey was without struggle? Absolutely not. He was fired from his own company, the company he founded. Can you imagine? The man who was once at the top of his game, who had built something that changed the world, was told he was no longer needed. But did he sit back and compare himself to others who still had their jobs, their successes? No, he went on to create Pixar and then returned to Apple, transforming it into the tech giant we know today. Jobs could have spent his life comparing himself to others, but he didn't. He kept pushing forward, believing in his own journey. And here's the thing about comparison. It steals your focus. It pulls you away from what you should be doing, which is focusing on your own life. Think about this. If you spend all your time looking at other people's lives, comparing their success to yours, you miss out on the opportunity to focus on your own growth, your potential, your dreams, the person you are meant to become. And I'm telling you right now, the world doesn't need another version of someone else. The world needs the real, authentic version of you. Do you know how many great minds, great creators, great leaders out there failed time and time again before they found success? They didn't let comparison hold them back. They didn't let someone else's timeline dictate theirs. They trusted their own journey, their own process. I'm talking about people like Michael Jordan, who was cut from his high school basketball team. Did he sit there and compare himself to the players who made the team? No. He worked harder, pushed himself further, and became one of the greatest athletes of all time. You see, comparison is rooted in fear. Fear that you're not enough. Fear that you won't measure up. But I need you to understand something. You are already enough. You were born with everything you need to succeed. All the qualities, the strength, the resilience you need are inside you right now. The key is to stop looking outward and start looking inward. When you stop comparing and focus on growing, on becoming better than you were yesterday, that's when your life starts to change. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Your journey is yours. No one else can walk it for you. The people you admire, they're on their own path, their timing, their struggles, their wins, those are theirs. You're on your own timeline, and that's exactly how it's meant to be. Your pace is your pace. Don't rush it. Don't compare it to anyone else's. Trust in the process, because what's meant for you will find its way to you at the right time. And if you ever find yourself in that moment, looking at someone else and feeling like you're not good enough, I want you to remember this. You're exactly where you need to be. Your journey has been preparing you for something greater than you could ever imagine. The setbacks you faced, they're shaping you. The pain you've endured, it's making you stronger. The struggles you've gone through, they're teaching you resilience. And when the time comes for you to step into your greatness, you'll do so with the strength of someone who's been through it all and never gave up. You don't need to compare. You just need to show up as the best version of yourself. Keep going, keep pushing, keep growing, because what's for you will find you. So let's stop comparing. Let's start living. Let's start believing that our journey is worth every single step, every single stumble, every single victory. You are exactly where you're meant to be. And your life is a story that's just waiting to unfold. It doesn't need to look like anyone else's. It needs to be yours.